friends, how are you? Welcome to your own channel Medu Study. I am your friend Ashutosh from I am Indore, and friends, as we all know, Medu Study is your own channel in which we discuss various management topics and subjects in a very simple manner. Friends, in our playlist there are 5 subjects. We study about HR management, marketing, operations, OB and strategy. Our today's video is from our OB, which is our organization behavior module, and it is 17th video, which is motivation 2. Friends, you can see other videos which are there on this topic in OB in the playlist, and our motivation first video in which we talked about what is motivation, what are characteristics of motivation, that is also available in that playlist. Now let us today discuss today's video, which is mainly focused upon theories of motivation. So what are the theories of motivation? There are two types, my friends: content theory and process theories. What is the content theory? Content theory is basically what aspect of motivation is included in the content theory. They are concerned with the individual needs and goals. So when we say what, basically it explains the meaning. That is basically what. And there are 4 famous theories in content: Maslow, Elderford, Herzberg and McLaren. Today we will discuss all these 4 theories. Second, my dear friends, are process theories. So what is the difference between what and how? What basically explains what a thing is, and how basically tells about the process. That is why the names are content and process. So process theories, they deal with the how of motivation. They tell us how motivation occurs. First one will tell us what is motivation. Second one will tell us how motivation occurs. And there are famous 5 theories: Bloom theory, Porter theory, Laurel theory, Adams theory and Locke theory. Coming the very first and the most famous theory, which is Maslow's need hierarchy theory. Now what is Maslow's need hierarchy theory? Maslow basically told that what are the various needs of a person and in what order. So the best way to describe it is a pyramid. In a pyramid, as you move from bottom to up, basically you realize how things are there. So first of all, a person needs to satisfy these needs, and then he can move like that. So physiological needs are the first needs. They are the base needs. After that, these needs are there, then only person can move up and other needs can be fulfilled. That is why there are 2 types: lower and higher order. Physiological and safety needs are the lower order needs. Social esteem and self-actualization are the higher order needs. And it is also known as deficiency and growth. What is deficiency? Means something which is required, without which there will be something you will feel is missing, deficient. And growth, which is required for your further performance. Now let us discuss these 5 parameters. First of all, what is physiological needs? So physiological is basically basic body needs: your hunger, your thirst, shelter, sex, which are body requirements which are there at a basic level. So a person will first look for food, he will first look for building a house, right? After he has done all that, then he will think about the safety. That is known as safety need. So your safety, protection from physical and emotional harm. If a person does not have a house or is hungry, he will not think about safety. That is why many times if a person is hungry, if he is not having any food, and think about person, even in case of animals, if someone is hungry, they will definitely go out for hunt, right? Whether in that there is any risk to them also, because they cannot sit idle, na? They can think of being safe only after they meet these needs. Then you will think of safety and protection. After you have done all that, then you will go for the social needs. Social needs, my dear friends, are your affection, belongingness, acceptance, friendship. So consider a person, if he is not having house, will he think about society, friends? No. First he will fulfill these 2, then he will go for social needs. Next comes your esteem needs. What are esteem needs? So after a person has achieved all these 3, he will think about things like self-respect, things like status recognition. That is why we call them internal and external, because it can arouse from within, self-respect, or from outside, which is status and recognition. Fifth is self-actualization need, which is your self-growth and self-fulfillment. So let me give you an example. A person is very starting years, studies, get a good job so that he can get salary. From that he can get food, he can make house for his family. So he is fulfilling physiological and safety. Then he will look for a social circle, right? Then he will look how he can grow in his career. When he is growing in his career, what he will get? He will get status, he will get recognition, he will get attention. Sometimes it comes from going hierarchy in corporate. Many times it can also come from some kinds of job. For example, you are an IS officer, you are an IPS officer, At the age of 22, 21, you can basically get that status and recognition. So that are esteem needs which get fulfilled. And at the end, what is self-fulfillment? Many times it can happen that you can earn in crores, but you are not happy from inside. Because from inside you need something else, right? It can happen that a person who is a very senior level person, he gets happiness from teaching kids, or he gets his happiness from wandering in nature, spending some time in peace, right? That can be your self-actualization. So this is what Maslow's need hierarchy theory is all about. Second content theory, my dear friends, is Herzberg two-factor theory. What is two-factor theory? This theory basically explains what are the expectations of a person from the job. How Herzberg qualified this? He, in the very process, what he did, he asked people to describe the situation on the job which will make them feel good or make them feel bad. There can be two things. At job, there is something happening that makes you feel good, that makes you feel bad. If something makes you feel good, that is basically related to job satisfaction. For example, you are getting opportunities for new project that will make you feel good, that is job satisfaction. Whenever there is something good happening, you get recognition from your boss, or company gives you bonus, that will lead to job satisfaction. Other things can be there is micromanagement, or there are rules are not good, leave policy is bad. All this will make you feel bad. That will lead to what? Job dissatisfaction. So that is why Herzberg called it two-factor theory. There can be two factors leading to job satisfaction which make you feel good, leading to job dissatisfaction which make you feel bad. Now basically, what are the various factors? What makes you feel good? Job satisfaction. They are basically called your motivators. They represent the person's perception about the job. For example, sense of responsibility, desire for growth. Now, second is your extrinsic and hygiene factors. Factors in actions in which dissatisfaction is there. For example, rules and regulations, supervision. Third is, my dear friends, Elderberg ERG theory. What is ERG? ERG is basically acronym for your existence, relatedness and growth. You remember we discussed Maslow's theory just now. So existence basically comes from first two parts. What was first two? Physiological needs and your safety needs. So food, shelter and safe working conditions. These are basically your existence. So what Elderberg has done, Elderberg has made Maslow's 5 steps into 3 parts. He said first two are required for existence, so that is E part. Second, which was your social needs, right? That basically social needs come to your relatedness. Social, you can call them belongingness need also. Third, which was growth, are your above two, which correspond to esteem and self-actualization needs. So 5 steps basically get classified into 3. Next theory, my dear friends, is MacLean's needs theory. What is MacLean's need theory? MacLean told that basically there are 3 kind of needs which a person has. It can be your achievement, it can be your power, it can be your affiliation. What is achievement? People who are driven by achievement are driven by complex challenges and they want to find solution. In your office, for my dear friends who are working, you will find that there will be some people who will always look for a challenging project because they like solving those complex problems. Similarly, if for example you are not working, you are in some study environment, you will find within your class there are some people, some students basically, who like difficult problems because by getting their solution, they feel that they achieved something. By scoring 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, they feel a sense of achievement. That is your achievement. Second, power. People want to have control over situation and very influential. Some people will not want achievement. They will think if I can have power, this power can be over people, it can be over situation. So for example, politicians, they never think of doing very high degrees. They want to be within people so that basically they are recognized by people and they can control, they can influence because they are getting satisfaction from power part of it. Third is affiliation. These people have a strong desire to belong. They are deeply concerned about relationship and strive to reduce uncertainty. So within office, like I was giving example, first kind of people are top performers in the team who are always looking for some situation in which they can work, they can get some recognition. Within the whole group of 20 people, those who want to be recognized, they are driven by achievement. Second will be power. People who are looking for top positions, they are power driven. They want that they should have a team of 10 people working under them. Third is affiliation. These people are neither looking for power nor looking for achievement. They want a sense of belongingness. They are concerned about relationship. In office you will feel so there are some people who are always there to help you, right? And nothing is good or bad. It is what a person gets motivated from. It can be from these 3 things. So this is MacLean's needs theory. These were various content theory, my dear friends. In the next video, we will further continue about motivation and study what are the more needs that are there. Okay, if there is any feedback, my dear friends, or any doubt that you have, you can write to us in this medu.study@gmail.com or in the comment section. We will definitely get back to you. Take care, friends. Good day.